So today I thought we'd do a little bit of more active mindfulness, mindfulness of action, more specifically of movement and of walking. Um, any mindfulness retreat that I've ever been on incorporates mindful walking as part of the basic structure of the retreat day. Multiple times a day for 30 to 45 minutes we'll go on these mindful walks, and these walks are less about just like going out and just kind of having a reflective walk, and more about being aware of what's happening in this moment with my body as I'm walking. And so the idea here is to be mindful of the movement of the body as you are walking. And so it would be very easy, and I noticed this tendency in myself as well as clients, this tendency to feel like, okay, if I'm going to do a mindful walk, I need to have like a half hour set aside. I need to find the time to go outside and enjoy the day. And while that is awesome and I love doing that, this practice does not require any of that. It doesn't require a lot of time. It doesn't require a specific environment. And so instead of me going outside for a walk, I'm going to do this in my own apartment to kind of demonstrate that this is something that can be done anywhere, anytime. And so I'm just going to start walking through my apartment and kind of talking you through how you can also begin to bring a little bit more mindful awareness to the act of walking. And so taking a first step and taking, like, barely even moving, just noticing what are the sensations of lifting my foot from the floor and reaching it forward and then gently placing it on the floor. You might be very exaggerated about this, noticing the sensation of the heel making contact with the floor. And then as the rest of the foot kind of rolls and you notice the weight shifting to the front of the foot, and you notice weight shifting from one hip to the other, and the lifting of the other foot. And now there's a moment where you're balancing on one foot and reaching the other foot forward. And gently, and this, you'll notice you feel very unstable when you're doing this. Resting that foot on the floor and moving forward. And take a couple steps very, very deliberately like this. And then after you have a sense of like, okay, there's a lot more effort that I have to put in if I'm walking like like an alien, like a zombie like this. It takes a lot of effort. There's a lot happening underneath the surface when I'm just walking from room to room that I often don't realize it takes this much coordination of the body to even take a single step. So that's what this helps to kind of demonstrate, is that there's so much we take for granted. And so after taking a couple very deliberate steps like that, then you might start to speed it up. And just noticing the soles of the feet especially, how the contact with the floor or the ground or even inside your shoe. Just noticing the sensations, noticing the sense of pressure, noticing how the pressure shifts and kind of moves through the sole of the foot depending on what part of the step you're in. Noticing if a plant starts to attack your head. Just moving through the room in a very deliberate, slow kind of way, just trying to pull your focus and your attention into the motions of the body as the body walks through. Noticing the mind as it starts to kind of try to shift to other topics, other things that it feels is more important. And kind of intentionally deciding that, in this moment, I've decided I'm taking this mindful walk, and therefore these sensations supersede any thoughts for these few moments. The thoughts can kind of just let them be there and turn your focus back to the sensations of the feet walking. A lot of people find this kind of an exercise a bit easier to do than a sitting and breathing practice because it's more active. Sometimes they feel that the mind is too busy to sit and still the attention on the breath. And it's much easier if there's something that's changing more rapidly, something more tangible like physical sensations. And so just gently noticing the sensations as they continue to arise and change and fall away, the sensation shifting from foot to the other, from one to the other. You might start to expand that to the rest of the leg, noticing different parts of the leg, the motions, the movements that it's making. And if you feel like you lose focus on the sensations, you can pause for a moment, mid-step. Just pause, collect yourself. Let the thought pass. Pull the attention back into the feet. And then proceed with another mindful, aware, intentional step. And just keep walking, moving, noticing sensation. And you can do that for as long as you want. And I encourage people to proceed and continue this, and not even necessarily try to set it aside as its own practice, but see how much you can notice your steps for the rest of the day. Whether you're moving quickly or slowly, if the body is moving quickly, just noticing the sensations are changing more quickly. You don't have to slow things down in order to be mindful and aware. Sometimes it's easier, but it doesn't have to be that way. So just noticing sensation as it's arising and changing. Noticing the changing nature of sensation. And I will leave you with that. I'd love to hear your feedback, comments, questions, and let me know how it's going for you. Take care.